We're talking about movies.
You know, I'm a pretty basic gamer. I like to play things on regular difficulty, so I'm not too challenged. I'm not one of these people that need to like 100% the game on maximum hard difficulty and have the worst time ever playing it just to say I did it. But I played 4 games this year. I thought that they were pretty good. This is how I ranked them. One of them is a game that came out in 2022, but I played it in 2023 because it came out at the end, so I'm going to include it on this list. So here are the 4 best games I played this year. So number 4 on the list is Hogwarts Legacy, and this isn't any diss to the game. I thought it was a really fun game. The map is really big. There's lots of stuff to do. I'm just not as big into the role-playing games. You don't feel like you have as much control of the character. It's kind of a little bit hard to move around. Some of the game mechanics is a lot of like hitting the attack button a bunch of times before you have a power up to use a spell. But I did have a great time playing it. I learned a lot more about Harry Potter by playing it. The story is pretty good up until the end where the villain turns into just a giant monster to fight until you hit the square button a billion times at it till it goes away. I thought that was a little lazy at the end, but a really fun time. You have a lot of stuff to do if you want to do stuff with the magical creatures. You could do stuff with the spells, with the brooms. So lots of different options here you could do. I do think it takes a little bit too long to get Avada Kedavra. That's kind of the thing everybody wants to use at the beginning of the game, and I didn't get it till like basically the end of it. So I wish that you would be able to get that a little bit earlier because that's pretty fun to use. And by the time you get it, it's like the game's over. But yeah, if you like Harry Potter, if you like role player games, I think you'll enjoy this game. So I give it a recommendation. I had fun with it. It's just not as fun as the other games I played this year. Number 3 on my list, and this one might be a little bit controversial, is Spider-Man 2. Now, right off the bat, I think this is a great game. It's a great follow-up to the first one. I do think the first game has a little bit tighter of a story, though. Full transparency, I haven't 100% of the game yet. I'm right at the end of it. Probably by the time this video goes up, I'll be done with it, but I haven't completely finished. But the story just feels a lot messier in this one, like a lot more going on. Now, with that, it is a lot of cool comic book stuff going on. It just feels like they tried to fit a ton into it, and the first one was a little bit more narrative driven. The stuff with Craven is great, but the whole time I was kind of like, so they just brought all this stuff over here and are able to set up all these camps, and the government's not doing anything about it. And that's part of the comic book fun, I understand, but I thought that was a little bit messy. I think it's really fun when you get the black symbiote suit. There are a lot of cool power-ups you can have with that, a lot of great fighting mechanics. The map is huge in this, and the web wings make it really easy to travel around it. That's the thing with these PS5 games, like all of them have these massive maps now. It's like really cool. I love that they have Mysterio in there. He's one of my favorites. They have a lot of really cool side villains and like side stories you can do. They brought back the MJ missions again. Please stop. I heard that the director say he intentionally didn't want to take them out, even though he knew the fans didn't like them. Sir, please take them out. One time I had 20 minutes to play and I got on. I was like, okay, I'll just do a random side mission. And I played as Miles' girlfriend spray painting walls. And I was like, that is not why I bought this game. Please take these missions out of the game. But again, the game is really fun. I just think that it's a little bit messier than the first one, a lot going on. But with that comes a lot of great comic book stuff. So I really liked playing as both Spider-Man. I really liked all the characters. I still think you should check it out. Second best game I played this year was God of War Ragnarok. This is the 2022 game I played. I was talking about at the beginning. This is a great game. I had never played a God of War game before, but I picked up the 2018 one because I heard how good this one was and I wanted to play that one first. I loved it. And I love this one too. The dynamic between Kratos and his son Atreus is great. And it was interesting they let you actually play as Atreus in the game, which they hadn't done before. He wants answers that only Odin can give him. He's playing both sides of kind of him and Kratos. And Thor is great in this too. I think that's crazy that they have him in there. And he's not your typical MCU Thor. This is a broken Thor that has a lot of character changes. And there's a ton of extra content stuff after the main game is over. I have a full review of this up on my channel already if you want to check that out. Hear my full thoughts on it. But yeah, this is a great game. I'd recommend this and the 2018 one. The fight at the beginning with Kratos and Thor is incredible. They fight a few times in the game. This is just a great story. Really well done. Check this one out. So the best game I played this year was Jedi Survivor. As a lifelong Star Wars fan, I can honestly say this is the best Star Wars game I've ever played. The combat and control of the lightsaber is awesome. You feel like you can really do whatever you want, not just smash the square button all the time to like, attack. Cal and the whole Mantis crew are great characters, and that I think you can do a lot with in the future. The story is great. I don't know if the story is technically as strong as the first one, but it's still very good. They have some huge worlds to explore with a lot of hidden secrets that you can discover if you take the time. I got distracted catching all these fish for this Scottish alien, and there's just stuff like that that's all over the place that you can get distracted with. This is the best Star Wars game I've ever played, and the best game I have played in 2023. The game mechanics are great, the fighting is great, the story is great, the acting is great. check this one out, especially if you're a Star Wars fan, but even if you're not, I think you'll have a good time. But hey, thanks for checking out the video. If you're just finding the channel, please feel free to like and subscribe. We do lots of reviews and would love to have you join us. Thanks.